Have you ever felt that you are in the middle of making certain decisions, then you realize there is more that you could be getting out of an opportunity, but you feel that increasing need to settle for what is, rather than a venture for something more, rather than keep up with the search of what might be? In this episode of Brainfield Media, we will be having a glance at the concept of settling, what it means when you decide to settle, and areas in your life you cannot afford to settle. Watch this video with a perspective into your life to see pointers to where you never knew you were settling. Do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on our post notifications for amazing videos like this. What is settling? Just before we get into what settling is all about, it is important that we clarify what settling is not about. Settling does not in any way imply giving up on something. In fact, it is impossible to jump off a ship when it is sailing when you never got on the ship's deck. Settling, on the other hand, is remaining on the ship. It is to remain in a place we have established for ourselves. It describes people with no desire to move on from a specific position they have taken. It could be the refusal to change jobs or go in search of jobs with better prospects, or remaining in a single location for lack of will to face whatever challenges the move is bound to throw their way. Yet, settling does not always mean settling for less, as you'd expect. It is just settling for what you have known for a while, and that could be a good thing. Most times, people found settling are those that hate to see things change. People would find it hard to cope in an environment vastly different from what they are used to. But, come to think of it, is settling in life a bad thing? Well, the thing is, there is no clear-cut answer to that question. In some case scenarios, settling could be belittling. Something like settling for a less deserving partner. And in other case scenarios, settling could be the right thing. While this is accurate, what we cannot deny is the fact that there are certain areas of your life you cannot afford to settle. What does it mean when you settle in life? As the saying goes, every action has a counter-reaction. As you would expect with settling, the reaction to settling is clear. The key questions to ask here are these. If I settle in life, what kind of person does it make me? What sort of pointers do I pass off to the public when they see me settle? The refusal to strive for something more than what we have received is a pointer to the fact that we have fixed an emotional value to what we have settled for. It informs people that while this action of your life could have been meant to exist just for this reason, you do not feel the need to leave and therefore make it into a lifetime. To settle means to be ready to live a life set with more limitations than could have been. While the settling could be bad, it could at other times show that a person has a resolved life, rather than hoping to change every quarter of the year. Areas in life you cannot afford to settle. Okay, now we've established that settling was found to be a good thing. But logically, there are specific things that you should never settle for. Let us have a run-through of some of those areas. Number 1, you can't settle for undeserving friendships. As humans, our brain is wired to stay in contact with other people, and often, when we alert our brain about our loneliness, we immediately crave the presence of a friend. We are bound to draw closer to people for different reasons, and definitions of being fried might differ. But one thing that has remained constant through the years is that every friendship has its ups and downs. And some come with an expiration date. It is nothing, you are just human. The thing with friendship is that friends are expected to serve your best interest, in the same way you are expected to serve your friend's interest. But what happens when a friendship has become self-serving? This is an indicator of a change. You cannot afford to settle for the presence of undeserving friends just because of history and memories made. The memories are there to remind you what friendship should look like, how it should feel. Once you do not feel that, you cannot afford to settle in this relationship. Number 2, you can't settle for an unhappy work life. Answer this question as honestly as you can. If money and incentives were to be taken out of rewards for work done, and the only reward is a chance at happiness, what work would you be doing? The truth is, work is hard for most people, and while it is necessary to find a job that pays above the bills, it is equally necessary to find a place where you can be happy working. You spend most of your time at work, why would you want to feel constantly unhappy in that space? Settling for an unhappy work life means you are ready to be unhappy for a longer part of your day. Don't get this wrong, every work you take up could have unhappy moments, but when the unhappiness is greater than the happiness and you feel it zapping all the joy and pleasure that you find in other things, maybe it is time for a change, just maybe. Additionally, it is inappropriate to settle for lowering the value of your worth in your work life. Constantly require that your worth is evaluated and that you are paid according to the value you add to the firm. You cannot settle for underpaying. Number 3, you can't settle for below your dreams. When known prodigies say they once had a dream to be where they are and did not let anything deter the vision they had, all it seems to say is that your dreams are valid with the right push, mindset, and support. They could be achieved. While it could be frustrating to keep your eyes on the ball when it does not seem like access to the ball draws nearer, giving up on your dreams is just one thing you should never do. You might be able to convince yourself that you are okay with something close to what you have always dreamed of, but in reality, it's not. It's like dreaming for ages to be a lawyer and settling for the role of a paralegal. Not bad, but that is not your dream. Settling for things lower than your dream finds a way to infuse unhappiness and a feeling of unfulfillment. Number 4, you can't settle in the way you live your life. We are entitled to as much as we deem fit to go for in life. Going for our passions and utilizing our potential is the only way to get a branch of what life has to offer. So why settle in this respect? If it is not what you want, it is not what you want. You can only find a way to convince yourself so far till you are hit with the truth once again. You cannot afford to live a life that is not pleasing you. A life that is below what you intend for yourself. It is important that while you live, you prioritize genuity as you journey to living the life in which you dream of. Once we do this, we get to live with putting our full potential, and in turn, better opportunities tend to show face. Number 5, you can't settle in relationships. If it is not a hell yes, then it is a resounding no. This principle works in different aspects of life and works even great in a relationship, be it one that involves romance or a platonic one. If the answer to bringing a part of something is not an assured yes, then the answer is a clear no, not a maybe. People tend to not see why they shouldn't settle with what is available, especially when the relationship is intimate. The point is, life is tough. Life could get really hard and deliver a low blow at any time. While this could occur, it pays to have someone that matches our expectation and need. When it begins to appear like you are in a relationship all by yourself, giving your all to serve the relationship but it remains unyielding, the answer is not to settle. The answer is to walk away and desire history and memories. It shows that you are prepared to seek out the love that you deserve rather than settle for the kind of love that is available. Clear signs that show you are settling. It is one thing to know areas in life where you shouldn't settle for less than what you want. It is another ballgame to notice that you are on your way to settling. But there are obvious signs to persons that are settling. Number 1, do you constantly feel the need to bribe yourself? The need to give yourself reasons why you should be able to do without? This is a clear pointer that there is something else in mind, but you are overwhelmed by the present and you feel inclined to settle. Number 2, how happy are you? When the scenario warrants you to be happy and show excitement, does the excitement come naturally, or do you have to mentally bring yourself to a standpoint that shows the excitement you should naturally feel? Oh well, you might just be settling. Number 3, if a person is settling, you are bound to spend more time complaining about where you are and where you could have been, and you will be caught making excuses as to why you should remain where you are and not seek out something more deserving. You deserve the best. Every one of us deserves the best that life has got to offer us. This is why we should be sure to never settle when there are greater things to pay a hold of. Do you see settling as a bad deal? Let's hear your view in the comment section. Remember, if it is not a hell yes, it automatically becomes a resounding no. Till next time, don't forget to like this video and share it with friends.